Okay, welcome to one of my viewpoints. In this one I want to talk about the plan. Now, it may be interesting, we're all about plans, but what I want to do is look at plans from a three-level perspective, technically four-level perspective. The three P's, from project, program, and portfolio. Right? So if I draw up a diagram looking like this, we probably all recognize this as a sort of a graphic plan, if you like. Project plan, usually. But let's just look at some extra detail in here. If I draw some similar boxes like this, for example, and then add some other detail in here, just some very simple boxes. So here we have a plan of a time frame. Remember, plan is showing a time frame with certain things to be done within the time frame. Now, in this particular case, I've drawn up a plan here with a series of boxes that represent various activities, various things to be done within that particular time frame. And I've broken the time frame into smaller sections for various reasons. Now, generally, we break up into smaller sections because we want to apply some decision making at that point to make sure we're on the right track, things are going correctly. This is part of the agility, part of the mindset, applying governance, decision making. Okay. Now, if I was to show this as a simple time box overall, so we'll start off with the first one as a time box. Then at level 1, in here, I've got work being done within certain time frames within the time box. It's a sort of 17-day time box. I split it up into time frames to do some work within it as a plan within the time box. There are other things going on before afterwards. And these are certain activities which may be parts of the same. So it could be part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4 of the same activity to deliver, say, a piece of coding or put a piece of graphic together. Very simple. Now, the next thing is you could take it up one level and say, well, actually, this is now number 2. It is a project plan. Right? Now in my project, I have actually taken it up one level. I've got a series of time boxes and work packages. See another video explains this. Work packages and time boxes going throughout my time frame. I split the project up again to make decision points. And now these are bigger pieces of work to deliver a certain aspect of a certain group of coding and graphics, a bit of a wireframe, maybe a web page or something, or a certain part of the document. With the overall output, of course, now is the end of the project, right, where we have the output. The next level I could look at now is number 3, which is the program. Right? Now I've got a program of works. Now these boxes in here represent projects within my time frame, within my tranches, as they like to call them, which again is just slicing up the program into time frames, and within those time frames I'm putting out complete pieces of work this time from a project perspective. Right. Now these projects are time box type projects, if you like. They've got to finish at a certain period of time usually, and sometimes we can have ones that have sort of slightly varying end dates if you want, because some projects will go because we just don't quite know how long they're likely to take, because they've got to deliver a certain piece of work, like a compliance or legislative type change within a major program. Right. And then the final one, and probably the most critical one, is number 4. This looks at a portfolio plan. Right. Same plan, now it's a portfolio. Now we split the year up, because usually portfolios tend to look at activities within a year, or it could be that these tranches, which now would be similar length, are split up into time frames that they want to do the portfolio over, say, 5 years worth of work. And we've got different programs and projects going on within those different time frames, which are either the same projects or one piece of program work going on throughout the different time segments within the portfolio. So now we can see the bigger picture of the work involved. Right. All it takes is a different perspective on how we handle the different work. At the end of the day, the plan framework is very, very similar. It's just the time frames and the way we depict or what we put in with those particular smaller boxes and the work we're going to use. Just something to consider.